Hello everyone, I am Rachel Moon of Mystic Hand Tarot, and welcome to this new moon in Cancer lunar forecast for June 28th, 2022. Today I will be using the Black Tarot by Victoria Eva. This deck was a gift to me from Debray, and if you would like to purchase it and support my channel, I have an offer code that will get you 20% off this deck, and that will be in the show notes below the video as well as in the email if you are on my email list. And if you're not on my email list, you can also find where to sign up right below this video on YouTube or Facebook. All right, and we'll also be using the Piotnik Lenormand for this reading. Before we get started pulling cards, let's talk about the astrology for this new moon. So this is the new moon in Cancer, and it is a really good time to set intentions around home and family. It's also a wonderful time to look at fostering community and to do some random acts of kindness. On this same day, we will have Neptune going retrograde, and it will be retrograde until the 3rd of December. So that energy is calling us to focus on our ideals, especially with regard to spirituality, creativity, and our aesthetics. And we're being asked to look at where we have left behind some things, maybe under idealized some dreams or goals, and needing to get in there and dust off some old dreams and visions that we had for our lives that are perhaps still relevant, but maybe we didn't believe we could have those things, or we didn't believe in ourselves enough to create those things. And also looking at where we might be over idealizing people, circumstances, or situations, and needing to recalibrate, maybe bring some things into greater balance, or even step away from some relationships where we're realizing that there isn't really a true alignment, but we have over idealized the potential there. So that is it for the astrology for this new moon. So let's take a look at our cards, and we're pulling cards from the Black Tarot on what this energy is, where it is carrying us, and what is growing in our lives. And I chose this deck not only because it's a new deck and I'm really enjoying it, but also because it is a dark moon, and this deck is great, I think, for shadow work, for working with some of the darker energies, which can come up, especially during an emotional, watery new moon like the new moon in Cancer. So let's take a look and see what we need to know about this new moon in Cancer from the tarot. Okay. So our first card is, what is the energy? And we have the Four of Cups reversed for this question. So this energy is, we've forgotten about some things. We've missed some things, especially on that emotional heart level. I love that this first card is a cup suit card, because this relates to the watery energy of Cancer, because the element for the cup suit is water. So right away, right out of the gate, this deck is showing us relevance with this new moon's energy. And this is, in the original version of this card, there's a man sort of bored out of his skull, staring at 3 cups and just dissatisfied with life, and really feeling discontented, disappointed, and perhaps, bored and listless. But there's something being offered in the background, another cup. And this card is reminding you that there is more going on than what you can see with your own eyes. So you're being called to trust your intuition, especially I think when this card shows up in the reverse, because what it's saying is what you're looking for is not outside of you. What's going to bring you greater satisfaction, greater emotional stability, greater emotional contentment is actually going on inside of you. And your intuition is going to guide you towards what you need to do in the external to bring that in for yourself. So look for those ways that you can ground yourself emotionally during this new moon, ways that you can connect with your intuition and find out where your intuition is leading you with regard to your emotional needs, your desires, and what will bring you satisfaction and contentment. So, where is this energy carrying us? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, these cards are just really spot on. And of course, I don't control what comes out of this deck, but where is this carrying us? It is carrying us towards exactly what we want, exactly what we're desiring. And this could be on any level in your life. The energy is moving you in the right direction as well. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright position is saying that you're going where you want to go and where spirit wants you to go. Not just you and your ego and your beliefs and your thoughts and your ideas, but how those beliefs, thoughts, and ideas are aligned with your higher source, with the spirit that is present in all things. How those things within you are aligned with that source, and that's bringing you forward in the right direction. So truly the right direction, not just some ideal that we are holding for ourselves that may not be in true alignment for us, but you are in alignment with what you truly need on a soul level, and you're being propelled forward. And this could be in those areas of home, family, love, relationships, romance, anything that is in that watery realm with Cancer. Okay, so let's see what is growing with this new moon. We have the Emperor, and he is in the reverse. Wow, I just love the imagery on these cards. It's so sort of spooky and ethereal and mystical. So here we have this shadowy figure, and almost as if we can see the capillaries under the skin. So there's something much deeper going on, and we have 2 4s showing up here. The Emperor being a 4, and then we have the 4 of Cups. So both the 4s are in the reverse as well. So there is some instability, perhaps on the emotional level, perhaps relating to our past with the male figures in our lives. So this could be men we've had relationships with on the romantic level, men we've had relationships with on the friendship level, or on the family level. So a father figure. And when we're talking about Cancer, Cancer is the home and the family to start with. That's where we first sort of form those Cancerian ideals, is in the home and family. So what's growing for us? Our awareness of how we are ungrounded emotionally, and especially when it comes to a connection with a male in our lives, past or present. So bringing awareness to that so that we can heal it, because another aspect of the new moon is, we can plant seeds for our healing as much as we can plant seeds for things that we want to manifest. So set some intentions for those things that we need to heal towards, perhaps even the masculine as a concept, as an ideal in this culture. The masculine in our culture, and I don't mean this in terms of men as a group of people, but as an energy. It's out of balance with the feminine, and not as a group of people, but as an energy. And the only way we're going to bring things into balance is to be loving and learn to accept, and also learn to speak up for what we want. So as I'm saying these things out loud, I'm thinking about the Supreme Court decision to leave abortion rights up to the states. And this, for me personally, is symbolic of how the masculine energy in this country is attempting to control, subjugate, smother, and push down the feminine energy in this country, in America. Depending on where you are in the world, it may not be your country that we're talking about, but you know, we've got to heal this. And there's a lot of anger, and, it's justified anger. So allow yourself to be validated in your feelings. But also, carrying anger around is only really going to hurt you. So what can you do with that anger to create change? And how can you be forgiving? Not to say that it's okay what happened, or that these people are right to make these laws that affect everybody but them, because many of them are not female. So yeah, it's not that it's right for them to have made this choice for us, but we can still forgive. And it may take time, because there's no reason to forgive somebody if you didn't get angry first. Why would we be forgiving someone we weren't mad at? So working with this idea of healing the masculine, to bring the masculine energy into its rightful place, the divine masculine, not the lower energies of the base energies, but the divine masculine, the divine feminine, because the feminine has its base energies too. And, the feminine energy, when it's in its base, is just passive and perhaps can be manipulative and controlling. In similar ways, the masculine can be that as well. And again, we're not talking about people, we're talking about energy. And, just bringing that back into balance. So, really interesting cards this cycle. So what can we do to nurture ourselves through this? And I don't have my regular oracle cards. I left everything at my studio, so I had to make do with my Piatnik Lenormand, which I have not pulled out in a long time, so I'm really happy to get a chance to use them again. We may need to pull 2 cards to get a good answer to this question. How can we nurture ourselves through? We get malady. Now, when I see this card, yes, it could be about getting in touch with the sickness within us. It could be literally an illness, but it could be that there is something in each of us that we need to get in touch with to heal. And that sickness could be judgment against others. It could be a compulsive behavior that isn't serving us. It could be hatred. There are ways that, we think we might be actually acting in integrity by being in resistance to an idea, to a person, to a group of people. But ultimately, again, going back to that idea of forgiveness, you're just poisoning yourself carrying around hatred and anger and disgust. So take some time, not only to rest from any ways that you have been wound up by those energies, but also to look for those ways that you yourself are out of balance in the masculine and the feminine, and ways that you can ground yourself in those energies. And soon I am going to be recording a video meditation on grounding and connecting with the energies of the earth and the sun, so that we can draw those higher energies of divine masculine and feminine within our bodies and create a sense of what they feel like, as well as illuminating the cells in the body and nourishing the energy field. So that will be on my Etsy, and I will attach that to the next email around the time that it's available. It may not be the absolute next email, but it will be in the next month or so that I'll be doing that. So thank you all for being here. I also wanted to mention that the July forecast will be coming out this week, and if you are interested in that, you can sign up for my Patreon at patreon.com/mysticandtarot, and that is at the $15 or $25 a month level that you can receive that, as well as get some merch from me. But I also have it listed on Etsy for $15. And those of you on my email list, I'm going to include a discount code so that you can get $5 off a one-time purchase of the monthly forecast for July. And check it out. Get a sample. See if you want to subscribe on Patreon and see if you really like the vibe. There's lots in that monthly forecast. I look at the astrology for the month, the numerology for the month, the love forecast, the relationship forecast, the life purpose forecast, and the archangel that wishes to work with us for the month, as well as pulling a card from the Our Tarot, which is a feminist tarot deck that I was gifted, and I just love using this because I'm learning so much about women in history, and I am bringing that into the monthly so that you can learn more about women in history as well. Those of you that are subscribed to my Patreon and possibly purchasing the video on Etsy as well. So thank you all for showing up here, even if you're not here in this moment that I am recording it. Of course, you're not, because you couldn't be. This is not available yet. But you are showing up, and the energies of the future coalescing and coming together are bringing these messages forth for you. And I hope that everyone got something out of this that is of value. I will see you in the future. Peace.